With a new safer at-home order set to go into effect, it changes the restrictions on some businesses.
We want to get a better idea of how the new order changes the responsibility of those in charge of enforcing these new rules. We are joined now by Limestone County Sheriff's Office Public Information Officer Stephen Young. Thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
So how are you going to monitor retailers to make sure that they are operating at that 50% capacity under the new safer at home order?
We'll continue to follow up on complaints as we have been under the previous order, but we didn't receive any complaints that the essential stores, which remained open during that order, were operating at greater than 50%, so we really don't expect to have much of an issue on this one. People, for the most part, seem to be taking the recommended common sense precautions, at least here in Limestone County. I've seen a lot of masks, people sanitizing commonly touched surfaces, and social distancing just in the times I've had to be out.
I'm sure the Sheriff's Office has been planning for this day for a while now. Will this change the way deputies do their job, or will you keep current precautions in place?
It's kind of a little bit different inside the Sheriff's Office. The deputies obviously have to have some contact, so they're going to continue to take the precautions. We would rather err on the side of caution in that regard. And, we are looking at probably, not a whole lot of complaints in the last one, so hopefully, that continues into this one and people just don't get out too much and we start to have more problems.
So were you getting any calls from people under the stay-at-home order about either people or businesses violating it? And if so, how did you respond?
We did get a lot of calls and complaints about violations, but most of the reported violations we got were actually in the city of Athens. So we ended up referring those callers to APD. I would imagine most of the violations are occurring in city limits where you have a large population density and it's more difficult to maintain separation. Yeah. We did get some complaints about a few instances of groups larger than 10 people gathering in the county. We had deputies go ensure that they followed the order, and in those cases, deputies, when they arrived, found multiple small groups of less than 10. So it wasn't one large group; it was just an open area.
Any advice for?
We did get complaints about 2 non-essential businesses being open in the county, and deputies went out to those businesses and told them they did have to close, and both of them complied.
All right. Any advice for people hitting the roads this weekend? Beautiful weather, might get a little crazy.
Well, mainly just use common sense. Continue to use these precautions. I would say to people that are at risk, the elderly, people who have a compromised immune system, should probably, not go out recreationally and things like that. For others, if you pull up into a store and the parking lot's full and you can't find a parking place, you may want to reconsider whether you want to go in that store or find another one. So it's just mainly common sense.
There you go. Stephen Young, Limestone County Sheriff's Office. Appreciate you being here.